What are your 5 senses? Haley. Your ears?
Your eyes. Your nose.
Eyes, nose.
Tasting. Smelling.
Tasting.
And feeling.
And feeling. So we have our eyes help us see. Our nose helps us
Smell.
Our mouth helps us
Taste.
Our hands help us feel. And our ears help us
Hear.
So those 5 sentences, good. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Very good. How do these senses work with the brain to process information about our surroundings? So how do these senses work with the brain to process information about our surroundings? Emery, what do you think?
The eyes help you.
Your eyes see it, and it sends messages to your
Brain.
Do you think that works the same with your other senses?
No.
I think so, right? You smell it, and it sends a message to your brain. You taste it, and it sends a message to your brain like, ooh, good. Or, at my house lately, yucky.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yes. And then my dog throws it up, remember? Terrible cook, apparently.
Go to hippo.
Great. What are the visible or the external parts of the eyeball? What are the things that we can see that connect with that eye but are more visible or the external? Griffin gave us one.
External sclera.
The sclera.
Sclera.
The sclera. So we've got the white part of the eye, the sclera. We figured out how to say that one. The sclera. Good. What else is external? Can we see? Joey. We see the iris. Iris is the
Color of your
the colorful part of the eye. Very good. What else do we have, Charlie? The pupil. The pupil is the
inside.
the black center, and it helps us filter the light. Fabulous. So we've got the sclera, the iris, the pupil. Yep. The cornea. She said it way better than I did this entire time. The cornea. Fabulous. What else is part of that external visible piece of those eyes, though? So those are the parts that are labeled up on our picture here. What else do we have? Viola. No. What can we see? We viewed it. We looked at our neighbors. We checked it out. The what? Well, what is that? Those are, what is this, guys?
Eye sockets.
Our eye sockets, that's part of our eye. It goes with it. Maybe not like the eyeball, but it's part of the eye. It's forming it. Grayson? That's not visible though, right? So I can't look at Griffin and see the back of his eyeball. That super creepy. Haley. The eyelashes. Remember, what is the purpose of the eyelashes? They keep
Germs out.
They keep dirt and germs out, and then we just make them super pretty if we're like grown-up girls. Brock, what else? The eyelids. That's going to be the protective skin that goes over your eyeball, right? That eyelid. Kaysen.
Eye ducts.
Ooh, I love that. We have our tear ducts, right? Those are going to be those pieces. They're not super visible, but we would be able to see them if they're bigger. No bigger than the size of a tip of a pin. And those are going to help drain the tears, or if they overflow,
We're gonna cry.
what makes us cry, or makes our eyes water. It doesn't always have to be a cry. And Chloe, your eyebrows, right? Eyebrows are awesome because they help keep dirt out, but they also help with expression. Like, I'm super mad at you.
What did you say?
Super mad at you. Or like, yay! It also might look like I'm super mad at you. I'm not sure. Maybe I have they help with facial expressions as well. I throw that piece in because we read the body book last night, which talked ironically about all the things you've been learning in school with my children. So it's kind of fun. Turn and tell your neighbor, what is the purpose of all of these visible parts we just went over? The ones that are labeled, the ones that aren't labeled up there. What is the purpose? Now, pause. You're all saying to help you see. Yeah, but they each have a different job. We just said the eyelashes keep dirt out, right? All of these have specific jobs too. Everything else we labeled has specific jobs. What are they? Turn and talk. 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you and your partner were able to talk at least about a few of those things and what their purpose is. Like the pupil lets in, eyebrows keep out, and help express emotion. Good. So now we're going to get into those internal pieces of the eyeball. What are some of the things that are inside or inside where you cannot see them, pieces of the eyeball? And I'm going to jump to you, Grayson, because you had one earlier, ready to go. The retina. The retina is going to be that what gets the image, but when that retina gets the image, what do we know about it? It's, you got it, Aiden. That image is upside down when it hits the retina. Very good. Haley. We have the lens. That lens. Please face the correct direction, my friends. We have the lens. We don't see it. It's protected back there a little bit. Very good. We have the lens. Yes, Griffin.
Atopic nerve.
The optic nerve. The optic nerve. Remember that optic nerve is going to be that nerve that's sending those signals around. Very good. The optic nerve. Those are going to be the main ones. That retina, the lens, and the optic nerve. How do they work together? How do those pieces work together to help you and me and dogs see? Sure. As long as they're not blind. How do they work together? Turn and talk about it. You guys need to get your brains flowing. Three, 2, 1. Remember, light travels through the cornea, and it passes through and as it passes through, light bends. Isn't that kind of cool to think about light bending? It does, though. The bent light passes through the pupil and onto the lens. The lens bends the light again to finish focusing the image, and the light lands on the retina, where the light is transferred to an electrical energy so the optic nerve can send information to the brain. Whew, it's a big process, and it all happens in 1 second. 1 second. Less than a second is what it said. Why is it very important to take care and protect your eyes? Why do you think it's so important to take care of and to protect your eyes? What do you think, Charlie?
So dirt and other like junk doesn't get.
Exactly. We want to protect them so that other stuff doesn't get them. If something got into our eyes, what could happen to them?
They couldn't see.
You might not be able to see, right? Why is it so important that we see? Why do we want to protect them? Emery.
You want to see if you can't walk.
Yeah. How much of what we process and learn each day is through vision?
Half.
Over half of what we learn each day is through our vision. Over half of what we're processing in our brain goes through our vision. So it's pretty important, right? If that was gone, you'd have to really adapt. Your body would have to learn whole new ways to get information because sight would be taken away. Great. A lot more, right? You're right. You'd have to process things through your hands, through smell, through hearing, a lot more. Very good. Let's see. After hearing today's read aloud and comprehension questions, do you guys have any remaining questions, things that you guys still need to know more about? You still have some? Write them down in your wonder and take 5 minutes or so to write down your learned. Write down anything fascinating you learned today in your L. Go.